pull on the old ski gloves for day 3 in the high country of Victoria. Winter is still officially a few weeks away, but it's a nice chilly start to the day. And it's going to get way colder later on. A sudden change in weather will actually make things quite dangerous. It's hard to ride in ski gloves though, and one of the guys used to riding in cold weather helps me out. Very handy tip courtesy of Jody. The proctology approach to keeping your hands warm. And the gloves go on nice and easy too. This isn't my first encounter with the rubber gloves though. The previous day I found the rear end of the beater was sliding around a lot. I foolishly asked Jody for his advice.
Gee, Mr. Euro Enduro dealer, I'm really hoping you can help me with the loose rear end I was experiencing yesterday.
I think I can help. And cough.
You can tell these Husserberg riders in blue and yellow. So is this what you use for flashing? If you do a bit of flashing when you're dirt riding?
Yes.
A seemingly easy river crossing as long as you sweep around the deep section in the middle. The problem is a pile of rocks in the middle can easily put you into that deep section. And some of the bikes go dangerously close to becoming submarines. I hit exactly the same problem and suddenly wind up in much deeper water than planned. You have to love river crossings, with all those spectators eagerly waiting for the first guy to drop his bike and drown her.
He's stopped!
Check out the paparazzi too.
The Mighty Murray.
I must issue a public apology for the focus on genital areas in this video.
Nice. Hey, you get away from my bike. You get away from my bike. Oh, you're a bastard. Bloody beater dealers. Nobody's going to buy a beater off you after this, mate.
Free with every bike.
Personally, I have very little interest in the private parts and ugly bits of other people, but I can't say the same for this crowd. I should apologise for the occasional poor audio in this video too. I'm using my backup Gopro 5, which records weird sounds if you are holding the camera in your hands, no matter how carefully you handle it. The good news, I'm slowly saving for a new Sony camera, so the audio will improve soon. A big thanks, as always, to you supporters who keep this channel running and help me to buy new cameras as I wear out the old ones or damage them. Some of these climbs are amazing. This one takes us up from the valley all the way to the top of the mountain range. This is where I find the Steg Pegz come in so handy. I can lock the legs in and just rest my hands on the handlebars. On multiple day rides like this, I still get some carpal tunnel syndrome at night and very sore fingers. But without the Steg Pegz, I would probably have to stop riding by midday. I'm not sure if this is technically called alpine terrain, but on top of the mountain range you can see how different the trees are. Twisted shapes, smooth bark, and intricate patterns in the bark itself. At this altitude, there will be quite a lot of snow here in about 1 month's time.
Jody and I just swapped bikes, and it's quite a big difference the Golden Tyre Fatty makes. A lot more stability.
Our sweet rider is keen to try the RR350, so I get to ride his KTM 450 for a while. Ridiculous amounts of grunt, but man, it feels heavy. Not necessarily in a bad way, it just tends to plough through rough terrain, which is just as well. It doesn't turn as easily as the lighter bike when trying to avoid ruts. Unfortunately, we won't get to do any single track on this trip at all, but at least there are nice flowing tracks up here. With a slight drop in altitude, we enter a different kind of environment again, and wind our way along this ridge for ages, with a few obligatory wheelies, of course. Back down into the valleys again, and the increased oxygen appears to throw some riders off balance.
Oh no, it's on film too! He's gone down! Oh, the embarrassment, Pete! The embarrassment!
Although the high country provides an endless supply of superb tracks, it seems we spend so much time on dirt roads running between sections of forest. So we amuse ourselves as much as possible on these boring bits. The road sections are especially tedious, but Jody keeps everyone amused. He ate a lot of beans last night, so he's keen to drop his pants and try his new environmentally friendly turbo thrust. I'm glad we are on 4 strokes at least. Some of the guys have brought their 2 strokes as they were expecting a dirt ride. So all these highways and straight open sections must be driving them crazy. Find out there's some really cold weather rolling in just when we'll be going past one of the ski resorts. I barely filmed any of this as I couldn't feel my fingers and I was hunching up as much as possible to retain body heat.
There's a few bits of snow already, and we might have rain as well, so everybody's rugging up. It's getting a bit chilly.
All I can say, no wonder people die up here if they aren't prepared for sudden weather changes. There was a small blizzard at the summit and guys were stopping to warm their hands on the exhaust because they couldn't grip the handlebars anymore.
Up here!
Visibility dropped to a few meters and there were some hairy moments on the hairpin corners. Often oncoming cars were in our lane because they couldn't see the road markers either.
A bit chilly, Paul? I want to go to the toilet, but I can't find my penis.
With the drop in altitude, things slowly warm up again, and feeling gradually returns to our frozen fingers. And so ends our third day. Warm showers and a hot meal have never been more welcome. Stay tuned for our fourth and final day, guys. Catch you soon.